Good morning, everybody. Believe it or not, it's Thursday. That's right. It is Thursday. November, let's see, do I know? 21st. And it is, I'm late, guys. It's 8 o'clock. I am late. About half an hour. So sorry. Well, we're going to talk about my friend just had her first cruising experience. She got home, she settled in, she thought about it. Food was good. Now, this is coming from a world traveler, never cruised. And her company and her husband's company did tours. Okay, so they went all over the world, stayed in a one place for weeks, months. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, and their kids traveled with them. These kids are so highly educated. Listen, this is not go there. And they know so much about all the cultures. It's amazing. Even when there's been rest in other countries, they were still able to pull such an amazing business. And it was called Bakers. I don't know. They've closed it about 4 years ago because they got into 55 and they said, you know what, it's time to start something new in life. The pandemic came and I was like, are you nuts? I mean, they made a lot of money. They did their job well. They made sure everyone was engaged in their trips. I think I still have their old Facebook page still on my Facebook. They love to go to Jordan and Eden, and they went to France, and it's great because it's not a normal tour where you went somewhere different every day, got on a bus. They stayed in one town for like 5 days, and they went to another town for 5 days. I mean, this was, I think, their best tour. They said the most popular one was UK to Scotland, all around, to Germany is another good one that people just loved. And, of course, Eden, Egypt. So, yes, everything's great. So let's now did a little history on them. They said do something different. Their kids are grown and they are enjoying life. And with all of their knowledge, it was able to get them great jobs. But she goes, Donna, I'm ready to try cruising. I said, you don't like to be pinned in something. So they started out with a simple 5-day cruise. Ship was clean. That was important to them. People were nice. Staff was nice and informal. That's important to them. Okay. Show them how to use things because they're not techie. Okay. That's important to them. Okay. So nobody treated them like they were an idiot. They had nice table company. They loved the fact that there was different people from all over the world at their table and they had great conversation and they can speak the languages. So that was a plus. Now, they're like glamour, so you know that this was not on a Carnival ship. But they are going to try Carnival. So it was on a Royal Caribbean ship. And they did the captain's table, and I believe it's chef's table on a Royal Caribbean. We did it a couple times. And they loved to dress up and tux and all that. They love this. This is they're in their element. That night there's a production. Okay? And productions are usually late and they're very few, like one, it depends on how long, but this was only a 5-day cruise, so they only had one. And I guess everyone wanted to see it. But you can, book it on the thing. And they did. Their travel person, who when they needed a travel agent, did that for them. So, to get to the point of the story is, there was a lady and a man, here, and there's 3 seats in between them. Right before the show, because they say, no, it's taken. Right before the show, grandma come in with the 3 babies, and they left. Okay? Those babies jumped in those seats. They wouldn't sit still. They wouldn't stop whining. They wouldn't stop screaming. They just wouldn't stop through the whole production. And people were looking at them, turning around, and the parents were just, boop. They didn't care. They just was, not my problem kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna dumb it down at that. I mean, they just said they were just, if they could hear the show, it probably would have been great. They could see it sometimes if the kid wasn't standing up in the seat, turning around, looking at them, or playing with their siblings, slapping each other. It was very upsetting to her. Now, she goes, darn, we weren't brought up that way because we act like that. We wouldn't. That's right. I wouldn't have attempted. Nope. But she did say that was very discouraging, that she thought there should be a policy about small children in the theater. Now, they wasn't on the front row. They were not in the very back. They were in the middle, on the bottom row, in the middle of the aisle. Now, my friends thought that's the best place to be because they're kind of tall. And they thought they don't want to be blocking anyone. They're trying to be considerate. All right? And in the meantime, they couldn't be considerate because somebody in front of them has decided this is the perfect place to bring my kids, to be annoying to everyone in the row in front of them, people beside them, the people behind them. And I think even the row, she was saying there's a couple rows in front that were kind of annoying. Even the VIP behind them, that's how far back they were, could hear the children. Okay? Now, one time a Stewart guy did come up, worked his way, apologized to the people and said, could you please calm your children down? They must remain in their seats. And the father says they are in their seats. Yeah, they're in the seats, but they're standing, they're going back and forth, they're playing, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, that kind of thing. What do you think? I mean, it's all about, should you bring your children to a late night production? This is a 25 or half hour show. This is a production. That means it's at least an hour and a half or longer. And I know cruise ships are getting into at least one production per cruise. And I know a lot of people really jump on the production because if there's bad water, if it's bad seas, I should know about my husband's name again. They cancel it. They cancel for safety reasons, and then you don't get to see it. And I can understand that. They're not going to bring it back just because. Now, they might put a small little clip show together to give you something later on in the cruise. But truly, I don't know. I don't know. I would, one is I would never ever took my kids that young. She believes there were three, 4, and 5 in that area. They were small. I would never took my kids, never took them to a late night. And if I was going on a cruise and the daycare does not take them at that time, I would have not gone. All right. I was, okay, I've missed the show. There are ships accommodating to children that age at all hours. I know one, and it begins with a D. Okay. That's exactly what she said to me. And I just want to get it out there. She's not techie. She's not a YouTuber. She's not thing. She said I could tell the story. But I just boasted to her and boasted, hey, you're going to like it. It's relaxing. It's whatever you make from it. Yes, there's kids, She just got off a week ago out of Florida, and they might narrow it down. Okay, so it's, I have to agree. It was just too much. But she loved the cruise. She has another one booked. Her husband's leaving that up to her because that was always her thing. But I will have to say, I'm glad she didn't hold it against the cruise line or the cruise ship or anybody else. She said everything else was perfect. So she said, but she is looking at the next competition with a smile. She wouldn't tell me until after she goes. That's our deal we made. And I wanted her to give me her honest opinion. But I do know what ship she was on because she told me. And what do you think about children setting in the theater, big theater, on a production that's that long? Would you take them? All right, guys, it's time for me to go. I think I'm going to make me some homemade waffles. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.